Stories are always going to be important. I've worked now in animation, I wrote a novel, but it all comes down to story. My name is Mike Rich, and I write screenplays. My break-in story was definitely the path less traveled. It's generally seen as a young person's game, and you have to be in LA, but I was living up here in Oregon. I was working at the Kink FM radio station, but I always had this interest in writing, and it dates back to my high school days. I didn't write Finding Forrester with the expectation of changing my life and starting a new career. It was just a creative outlet that I wanted to pursue. I entered it in this competition called the Nickel Fellowship, specifically set up for writers who've never sold a screenplay. Did that in 1998. There were 4,600 scripts that were entered that year, and I was fortunate enough to have one of the 5 fellowship-winning scripts. It was quite a ride after that. My routine's been the same ever since Finding Forrester. I get up, pour my first of 16 cups of coffee of the day, and just sit in for about a 4-hour stretch. Any given day, writing is a different experience. There are days where I will stare at that cursor and realize it's not happening on that particular day. And when that happens, I get the yellow legal pad out. I just start moving, I start walking, I stand. I'm a fan of the big walk. I love to get out, and I will walk for 3 to 4 miles. And that's writing. That's part of the writing process. The journey of writing is realizing that an epiphany can happen at any moment. It's almost an emotional experience when it does happen, because you realize, okay, the story's engaged again, the story's going off on a path that I'm excited about. Don't put that pressure on yourself to be everything you want to be at the age of 25. I took this step at the age of 38. So the thing that's just thrilling for young, aspiring writers and filmmakers and storytellers are the avenues in which you can tell the stories. When I started, everything you did, you had to make your story fit the box. Now they build the box to fit your story. We had a handful of studios, and that was it. Now we have Amazon and Netflix, who this past year both spent more money on creative product than any of the major studios. And it's going to change. I mean, we've seen the exponential change that has happened in just the last 3 years. Can you imagine what's going to happen in the next 5 years? Technology changes all the time, but story never changes, and it's always going to be important.